How do I do this? How do I do this on Tuesdays? How do I do this on Tuesdays? I got Monday down, but Tuesday's a little different. Tuesday's a little different. Chad, I literally was in the um I was just getting out of the attorney's office and I heard you talking like me. And I was laughing hysterical. They're like, "What's so funny?" I'm like, "Oh, this guy that's leading today is making fun of me, and I love it." A DAD. Man, that was really good. You had me laughing. You had me laughing. I needed a good old laugh. Good old chuckle from Chad Free. And then Chad was sending me voice messages yesterday afternoon. I was laughing again with Chad. He's got me laughing all. He's got me laughing. And I need it. I had a prayer from Sherry today. Sherry sent me a nice prayer. Thank you so much, Sherry. I needed that prayer. I needed that prayer. She sent me a voice note today. Whew, Jada. I'm trying to get myself situated here. It's new day. Who's this? Oh, we got some new people on here today. So good morning to all our new people. Put it in the chat. Say good morning in the chat. Say good morning into the chat because I could use a good morning. For those of you, Jesse, Amanda, Jill, Justin, a lot of people on Facebook over here today as well. Good morning to everybody. Today, my hot little hand. I got, what did I say, 17 or 18 things. I don't know if we'll get through all of them on wealth and happiness and what I've been learning, studying. Part of it is going to be part of the Key West, the Success Summit. If you haven't gotten your ticket, if you haven't gotten your hotel yet either, Chad Free just got a hotel. Rebecca got her hotel. Derek got her hotel. Dee's got her hotel. Who else has got their hotel that was telling me that they got a? I think Paul and Christian are room. Michelle's got her hotel. A lot of people got their hotel. I've been harassing people. Sherry's got her hotel. See if I don't say their name, they're like, "Hey, what about me? What about me?" Jada's better getting his hotel. Got Mike Kastner's got his hotel. Who else got their hotel? Dee's got her hotel. Danny's got her hotel. A lot of people coming down. A lot of people coming down. We are going to be freaking going at it. You could tell like the stress is starting to come to me. Stress, but we got it. We got it. So good morning, everybody. My name is Coach Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, and a DAD, right, Chad Free, DAD. And we got summer. Today's last day of school out here in Charlotte, North Kakalaka. And Brielle is home, and Bryce gets home. It's just Bryce gets home at 3. So I'm like counting down the time here. I gotta count down the clock over here. So might do a little pool time. Well, hey, let's do this. This is something I want you. What's up, Kevin? I want you in Facebook world. You do this too, Facebook world. Write down your memory as a child that you have of your last day of school. Remember your favorite memory you have. Think about it. I'm gonna share mine while you think about it, but like think about your this is fun because like this is the last day of school. Like I'm trying to come up with what it's calling a memory or something that they're gonna remember. Signing yearbooks, field day. You know, I remember mine was my mom took all of us to a friend's house. So I grew up in a farm. I grew up a farm. What's up, Coach Bradley? Last day of school, Coach Bradley. Last day of school. We're talking about it right now. So I remember my mom. We grew up in a rural area. We didn't have a pool until like I don't know. I can't remember exactly when, but I remember the last day of school, and we went to an in-ground pool at a friend's house. It's like, whoa, an in-ground pool? That is crazy. So I remember we got into our station wagon. How many of you had a station wagon? Station wagon. And we got into the station wagon and we went to my mom's friend's house, and we went swimming right after school. The last day we had watermelon. It was so much fun. And still to this day, I couldn't tell you what grade we were in. I gotta believe I knew it was probably maybe sixth grade or fifth grade, but I remember that. And so I don't know. I just think the last day of school so much better than the first day of school. But I just remember having those type of memories. And so we got field day running from eighth graders. Sixth graders beat you up. Jay never got caught. That's why he's fast. He's fast, everybody. We traveled back in the truck, yeah, Camper, California, best time. My senior year, a group of us went spelunking. Did I even say that right? Spelunking. I was on a remote property and had a lake. Had some of the guys took a boat across. Wow, Michelle, different man. I tell you, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. Well, thank you all for sharing. Hopefully, you guys went down memory lane a little bit on the last day of school. So, for all of our kids, parents, God bless you. It is on. It is on. It's going to be a different world. And for those that know me, I'm very routine oriented, so it's going to be a little bit different. What's up, Coach Sonona? I even said his name right this time. What's up, brother? So, for all those last day of school, congratulations. For all those that still got a little school up in the Northeast, they still got a little bit more. But safety for all the kids, and God bless the parents for patience this school summer or this summer year. So, all right. So today, y'all. Oh no. See, I get on a Tuesday chat. I get all disoriented. Let's go to our affirmation. Our affirmation. While we do our affirmation, and Jay is putting it up, I want you to go find your mute button, and I want you to mute yourself. I want you to mute yourself. Facebook, we can't really see it, but you know what, Facebook? I'm going to get a little crazy on this Tuesday because I normally don't do Tuesdays. I'm going to try to turn my camera around so you could see this as well, so you could all say it together. There it is, Facebook. Now you can see it. I want everybody to unmute yourself. Unmute your. Some of you are unmuted. Some of you are not unmuted. I'm looking around to see because I like to hear everybody's voice. I want you to say it with conviction. I want you to say that you really, really, really mean it. On the count of three, we're all going to say it together. 1, 2, and 3.
Something good is going to
happen
happen to me.
Something good is going to happen to me.
Love it. I love it. See, I get excited. I get excited when I get to hear everybody's voices. And then Zoom only picks up certain voices. So then I try to hear. I'm like, whose voice is that? Oh, that's a new voice. I get excited over the voices, but to me, it's like it's energy. Why do people say that there's a home field advantage when you play at home? Because you get to hear that noise, that energy fills you. And that is why when people say, Brock, why are you going to Key West for the Success Summit? Why are you going down there? Because there's energy. There's energy when you get into a room, and then, well, you could do the room in Charlotte. Yeah, but not when you're at the beach. Not when you're like in a different location. And where's Sherry? Sherry sent something to me, y'all. I want you to understand something, guys. You know, how many of you have saw the southernmost tip, that big, huge boulder, the bell, whatever it's called? It's going bye-bye in August, all. It's going bye-bye. The buoy. Sorry, Robin, I should have known the buoy. The buoy. It's going bye-bye. They're doing something to it. I read a little bit of the article, but I was just like, hey, first I had to check the dates. I was like, ooh, we're gonna be there. So if you've never seen the buoy, you better get there for July. Even if you just want to go to the buoy and you want to hang out at the buoy the entire time and don't go on the event, I'm still telling you should go look at the buoy because
What's the
pretty
buoy?
Cool. The buoy is the most southern tip. Go look at Key West, most southern tip, and you'll see the buoy. And you look at images, and they're doing something different to it. I think they're going to refurbish it. I don't know what they're doing to it, but Sherry sent me that article, and I thought that was pretty cool to see that. So it's in August, so you get your last chance in July. I'll go figure. Who knew God was going to add us a little bit of a tip for some excitement for that? So I was listening to a podcast about a year ago, and it was about building wealth. Those that know my story, broke twice in my life, or as a mindset, broke as a season. I really, if you can stay away from being broke, I really encourage it. It's not something fun, not something like, you know what, I think I'm going to be broke. Let's try that out. You know what, I think trying to be rich is a lot better. I would encourage that. Broke is a moment where you really you really learn about yourself. You learn about where your energy comes from. You learn about self-motivation is something that comes within. I say many times working on yourself is an inside job. So I started to learn about wealth and happiness. And I was just like, well, how can this work? We all have heard the saying, let's go to it. My sister, Lisa, she makes fun of me all the time. Before you can even like hug my sister, she's like, hey, before you give me a hug, put a 3 in the chat, put a 3 in the chat. So we're going to put a 3 in the chat. How many of you have heard this? Money does not buy happiness. Put a 3 in the chat if you heard that. Put a 3 in the chat if you heard that, except you're Sherry driving. Do not take your hands off the wheel. Put a 3 in the chat if money doesn't buy happiness. It's proven because look at celebrities and professional athletes who have all the money in the world, and guess what? They're still struggling. It does not buy happiness. What I say money does, for my financial gurus on here, money gets you options. That's what money gives you. Money basically gives you options. The more money you have, the more smarter you are with money. You have options to do different things. And I say many times that I use the example flying. For those of you coming down to Key West, you can fly direct. You can fly first class. Some of you might have to do several stops. You'll figure out a way to get there. Some of you got to go in group 7. I remember when I was at that point in my life, I couldn't even fly, let alone anything last year, 2 years ago. And guess what? If you have a lot of money, you can fly what? Private, right? I see my buddy Jeff Glover. He flies privately all the time now. He travels a lot. And I started to study what he's doing and how he is and how much I have it down how much it costs to fly privately. I don't travel enough to do that, but I do know what it takes now to fly privately, how much it costs. Okay? I want you to write this down. Find people you want to mirror or live their lifestyle or live the way they like Myron Golden. Dad says is his boyfriend, right? I like Myron Golden too. I like to listen to Myron Golden. He's got his man crush on him. That's a great man crush to have.
Hey. Look, can I interrupt? It's a man crush on his content, not on him. Now, let's get this right. I don't want nothing out there on the www. You know what I mean? On his content. Okay, I'll be quiet. It's your show. You got the microphone.
You know, you got to be specific. You got to be specific, and I wasn't specific on that. Now was I? So Beth, he has a man crush on his content. I have a man crush on his content too. I have a man crush on Tom Brady's work ethic and discipline. I love it when people boo that guy because that motivates him. I love it when I get text messages from my haters and they say, like, I just had one this past weekend. Somebody was not happy with me. They sent me a text message Saturday night. And even Wendy was like, because it was her birthday, and she's like, she saw me over in the corner, and I was like, she's like, what's wrong? I was like, I cannot believe somebody sent this to me. It's crazy what people will send you all. But man, did that fire me up freaking Sunday. I got up early. I freaking went for a run. I find ways to be able to grow because as you all hear, it's an inside job. It's an inside job. And what did they say, Robin? We'll leave it as they sometimes disagree with what I do. And we'll leave it at that for right now. But it's crazy and what people will say to you, like out of the blue. Don't even know this person. So I started to study Jim Rohn. And Christian is one of the big, when he was in a position in his life, he started to study Jim Rohn. And I really like his concepts. If you haven't studied Jim Rohn, I strongly recommend you going into Google him, look him up. He really brings great content. And so I love the fact that he talks about these foundations, these principles. And I'm going to be sharing some of them in Key West because my job as a coach, as a real estate coach, is to build wealth in you, is to be able to build wealth. Then you take a Chad Free and a Christian and a John. Their job is to use your money wisely. My job is to make you a shit ton of money. Let's just call it. That's what it is. Nobody's got mad at me if you made more money. That's one of my goals, is how to convert. My goal is to be able to help you have work less and get paid more. Put a 5 in the chat if you like to do that. Work less and get paid more. How many of you would like to work less and get paid more? How many of you would like to have fewer conversations and increase your sales? How many of you would be able to ask just a certain set of questions and get the answers that you want so you can move on and move the needle? That's what my job is. And then when you make money, I want to be able to say, hey, go talk to these people because they'll tell you what to do with the money. Because what I would tell you to do it, I'd tell you to spend it because, man, let me just tell you, because spending money is fun. I have to work on my financial discipline, right? Dee's laughing because she's like, oh, yeah. How many of us like to spend money? It's fun to spend money. It's excitement. I don't know what it is. It's probably have some sort of like chemical in your body that it does something to you, but it gets you excited, right? It could be a hobby of mine, right, Rebecca? Yeah. How many of you had a hobby of spending money, right? So I'm going to share with you a couple key things that we're going to talk about. If I don't get to them all, which I probably won't get to them all, just know that we'll be talking more about them at the Key West Success Summit. That's another ingredient why you should be down there, because we are going to help you move the needle. We're going to help you with mindset, financially, put you in a better position. You're going to walk away and be like, damn, I'm freaking ready to crush the second half of the year. Because guess what, all? When you come down, we're in the second half of the year. We're in the third quarter when you come down in July. Okay? My partner gets excited when he does. Well, we can have a whole conversation just on this, on spending money and not spending money. What's up, Anthony? So here's what we have. The number one thing that he talked about, the number one thing was what we've been sharing and I've been talking about for quite some time, is you need to work harder on yourself than on your job. You need to work harder on yourself than on your job. Many of you, not you all, but many people, the W-2 employees, nothing against the W-2 employees, but they get bent out of shape. My boss is making me work this Friday. I got to work on this holiday. I got to work this weekend. You know, they all bent out of shape. And guess what, Susan? I'll be like, well, then work for yourself. What? Well, you can work for yourself. I was a school teacher for 12 years, assistant principal, coach. The most money I made my entire year when I was an assistant principal was $57,000. That's the most I've ever made. That's in the year, by the way. Rebecca knows those are my goals a month. So I was just like, well, if I don't like what I'm doing, then fix it, change it. You're not a tree. You can move, all. That's the most important thing. I'm starting with number one as one of the most important things. Work harder on yourself than on your job. And if you don't like your job, get a new one. Plain and simple. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And probably we could stop the show right there because that's it. Because some of you are in concrete. Some of you are scared to even do something different. The only time period I found myself, right, raise the lid, the law of the lid, from the 21 irrefutable laws of John Maxwell. Raise the lid, all. Think differently. Do something different that you've never done. That's called growth. That's called uncomfortableness. Number two, income rarely exceeds personal growth. Income rarely exceeds personal growth. Okay. Sudden income, what will happen for those that we talked about, like, so when Rebecca was talking about her hobby to spend money, they say that if you were to take everybody around here, if everybody on here, in the entire world, the entire country, you gave everybody the same amount of money, within a year, it'll be back into the rich people's hands. And a lot of you are shaking your head like, yep. Put a 7 in the chat if you've heard that before. Put a 7 in the chat if you've heard that. Why is that? Is because their discipline and the behaviors and their internal growth is different than majority of society. After being broke my second time around, I learned a lot. See, my first time around, I blamed it on my alcoholism. I blamed it on my drinking. It was an easy scapegoat. Oh, the reason why you broke, Brock, is because you've been drinking it and da 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 blah blah. Well, yeah, that makes sense, Brock. The second time, I was just undisciplined. I wasn't prepared for extremes. I wasn't prepared for certain things. Now I'm more prepared. Different income streams. I work in different. I read the book, The Power of One More. I had my let. I put 2 days into 1 day. Do that 5 times a week. That's 10 days. Makes a difference. Learn that from Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant would go work out at 3 o'clock in the morning so he can get an extra practice in. Jada knows the story. Those of you who study these type of athletes, they know the story. The compound effect takes place. I have 4 full-time virtual assistants. I run a virtual assistant company. I work 215 hours a week. How do you do all this? Well, because I leverage time. I've learned how to do this because I don't want to be broke again. I didn't like that feeling. Number 3, success is attracted, not pursued. Success is attracted, not pursued. I say many times that you want to create production. You don't want to chase production. In the real estate world, when I was trying to get agents to come join me and be on my firm and join Real and join my team, I would be chasing people. The law of attraction. Yes, exactly, Susan. Susan's actually a John Maxwell coach. So I just started getting a little sweating a little bit over here. I got to be really on point. But yeah, in life, I would chase everything. Now I create it. Create energy. I was talking to one of my Novation coaching clients, and I was like, I know you think I'm crazy, man. It was like 5 o'clock. We got 1 more hour left. We got 1 more hour to work. We can do this. Come on now, get yourself together. He's like, wow, okay. Create that energy. Nobody else is going to do it around you. You have to create it yourself.
Hey, Brock, I have a question real quick. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Because I'm 33 and I'm still trying to learn a lot of this discipline. How can someone my age kind of be on the same page as the successful leaders that are going to be at the event? How do I feel like because I'm so young, I can't reach that.
So, very good question. Because if I asked everybody on here to put your age in here, some people would be like, what? Huh? See, age is just a number. I used age many times as an excuse because when I was drinking and drugging and doing all the crazy things in my life, I was 38. And then I went through 2 years trying to figure out myself. So I always blamed at 40. I just started to live my life and to understand myself. And at 40 years old, I'm like, I'm so far behind. And then I read the story, Colonel Sanders. If you haven't read Colonel Sanders with KFC, he started to put something inside of me because he didn't achieve his success until his 60s. And I was like, damn. See, I went from feeling behind to feeling ahead of the game by 20 some years. I changed my perspective. So if your perspective is I'm 33, I'm too young, I got this going on, I don't have this, my credit cards are in debt, my car's in trouble, I got this, but then that's your perspective. That's what you're putting out into the universe. So I would tell you to stop right now thinking that way. And for anybody else who's thinking that way, to stop it and think and find people, once again, of what they're doing that you want to be doing. See, Justin Kane on here is one of my top Novation coaching clients. that he made over $40-some thousand and he sells caskets all, and he's driving in his car every morning. And people are like, damn, how is he doing that? He changes perspective that it says, you know what? I could do something else besides sell caskets. I could pick up the phone and I can have more conversations with people and use the skills in the conversations that Brock's teaching him, and I could start selling wholesale and doing some innovations. And that's what he does. So when you say 33, I'd be like, damn, I got 30 some years to freaking crush it now. I'm ahead of the game. You're ahead of me by 6 years, 7 years. At 33, I wasn't even married. I was still doing, I was just living my life. So I hope that answers that question for you, that you age is just a number. Society makes it what it is. Society puts a target on it. Society does whatever they want to it. John Maxwell says your title enters the room before you do.
Yeah.
And sometimes my title wasn't good for a long period of time. And I had to clean my title.
Yeah.
I had to go face rooms I didn't want to face, courthouses, real estate problems I had beyond belief. Going into I had video cameras on me, having to do testimonies, and they weren't positive testimonials all. There were some challenging rooms that I walked into. But that's who made me who I am today. That's what takes place. So is success attracted? You might not be attracted to my challenges. You're attracted to what I went through to get to have these podcasts. So when people tell me, "Oh, Brock, I'm in IRS debt," oh, really? How much? Well, I said, okay, I was 153,000. How about you? Oh, no, like 17,000. Okay. We can figure that out. You can figure out everything on. I'm gonna I'll leave it on this one here because it's 8:44, and here's number 4. I didn't get too far today, but that's all right. That's why we have the Success Summit, so you can get the rest of them. Number 4, happiness lies in who you become, not what you get. It is the process of becoming the best version of yourself. In the Jim Rohn, he says, Mr. Shope, his mentor, says to him that when you get $1 million, it really won't be that exciting as much as you think it's going to be. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, when they win the championship, it's the process of the person they became to achieve that. I had that double closing yesterday. Financially, it was a good day. But you know what? Being able to help my clients go back to their house and help them unload certain things, move a grill, pick up their stuff, help them blow because they were trying to do several things at once, and them giving me a hug and say, man, thank you for that. I really, really appreciate you taking time out of your day. I know you're really busy. But that was more, I felt more from that than anything else. It's because I wouldn't have thought that back then. I would have been like, yeah, I'm out of here. Because guess what? I used to be like, what's your drink after you have your celebration, your closing? I don't think that way anymore. It's like, how can I help them? What can we do? I got to go back to their house today, help them change water. Wendy's doing some interior design work. I got a contractor going out there to do a screened-in porch for them. Guys, it is 8:46. I got through 4 of them. Not bad, right? I hope you got something out of today. Put a 5 in the chat. Put a 5 in the chat if you got something out of today. Put ME in the chat. Put me in the chat if you got something out of today. If that helped you in some capacity. And if you want, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. If you want my notes, my top 10, put notes in the chat. Put notes in the chat, and I'll give you my top 10. I'm not going to give you all of them because that's my way to get you to Key West. But put notes in the chat if you want my top 10 of these strategies that I've learned and I've been living off of for the last 2 years to keep myself balanced, to keep myself in check. If you want that, put notes in the chat, and I will get those over to you. And we'll also put go to our Facebook page, Jay. If you could put our private Facebook page in that too, that'd be great. Guys, I appreciate all of you being on here. For all our new people on here, thank you so much for taking time. For those of you in the Facebook world that I'm looking at, thank you so much for being on here in Facebook. Denise, thank you. Denise is one of our creative lenders. She's crazy. Guys, I appreciate y'all. We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday. I have no clue who's going to be on. I have no clue. I should know, but I don't know. That's why we have Jay. Jay will let us know who's on here. I don't know who's on here, but somebody will be on here tomorrow at 8:15 Eastern time. Till then, I'm going to enjoy their last day of school and making some memories today for my little kiddos. Appreciate y'all. Chad, thank you so much for switching with me too, brother. I really do appreciate you. I love this group that we have. Guys, till tomorrow. See ya.